Don't let anything get you down, baby. Pittsburgh is waiting for you. Now, at first glance, a text message like that feels like a lifeline, right? Like hope showing up right when you've literally got nothing left. But what if those words aren't a promise at all? What if they're actually the carefully calculated bait of a predator who already knows your name?
Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're unpacking Claudia D. Reid's absolute powerhouse of a thriller, Blood on 42. And honestly, calling this just a novel kind of does it a disservice. It's really this meticulously crafted structural blueprint that totally blurs the lines between what's on the page, what's on the screen, and, well, a terrifying reality.
So let's start with our protagonist, Claudia Reid. She's 55, Harlem-raised, and she's just been through a completely brutal eviction after 5 long years of financial collapse. Basically, everything she knows, right down to the scent of her lavender candles and the nail holes from her grandmother's paintings, is just gone. So emotionally raw and holding her life together by a thread, she boards train 42 with a single suitcase. She's heading out to Pittsburgh, totally drawn in by these comforting late-night texts from a charming guy she met online named Daniel Smart. She thinks she's stepping into a fresh start, but actually, she's walking right into the middle of a massive federal investigation. No way she could see that coming.
Now I want you to focus on the number 9. In this story, 9 isn't just a number, it's a heartbeat. It's this chilling rhythm that dictates the entire structure of the thriller. Get this, 9 women with red hair, 9 different cities on a map, 9 distinct trips marked on a killer's calendar. And structurally, the author actually designed this whole narrative as a limited series blueprint featuring exactly 9 episodes. So this repetition, definitely not a coincidence. It's a calculated countdown, a literal pattern of obsession that forms the absolute backbone of the danger Claudia is walking into.
And this brilliantly illustrates the two massive forces colliding right around Claudia on this journey. On one side, we've got Daniel Smart. He's the guy sending the sweet texts. He represents the charm, this polished, put-together oil and gas executive who is, in reality, a lethal, terrifyingly calm predator orchestrating all 9 of these disappearances. But then you contrast him with Rex Steele, the guy who deliberately sits across from Claudia on the train. Rex is a former CIA operative, now working in the gray zone. He's got this quiet, coiled violence about him. But as they move into the dim, quiet intimacy of Car 14, Rex actually transforms from a shadowy observer into her totally unexpected savior. He's trying to figure out how to feel again, all while desperately trying to keep her alive.
What makes this whole blueprint so incredibly fascinating is that the author didn't just sit down and write a book. No, she explicitly designed this narrative with a specific, Emmy-worthy dreamcast in mind to pitch it as a massive prestige TV event. Just picture this. She envisions Tika Sumpter as Claudia, bringing this brilliant mix of raw vulnerability and razor-core energy. Opposite her, Damon as Daniel Smart. I mean, talk about pure prestige villain casting, right? Playing a total sociopath without ever even raising his voice. Then you throw in Joseph Sikora as Rex, bringing that magnetic, street-smart, coiled violence to the screen. Add Kerry Russell as Daniel's fragile, quietly unraveling wife Patty, and Josh O'Connor bringing the cerebral, slow-burn intelligence to Agent Cross. I mean, wow. It is an explosive, cinematic vision practically designed to spark a bidding war between streamers.
Let's move to and see how this builds across that 9-episode structure. This timeline shows a really masterful escalation of dread. We kick off at episode 1, the eviction, which establishes Claudia's complete and utter vulnerability. Then, by episode 4, we hit the Car 14 romance. This is where undeniable chemistry sparks with Rex, but it's also where the horrifying truth about Daniel's 9 victims first comes to light. From there, episode 6 really accelerates the tension with the ex-wife's confession, where an FBI agent finally figures out the exact nature of Daniel's trap. And all of this hurtles toward episode 9, the confrontation. This is where the mask finally slips, the predator fully emerges, and Claudia has to choose, run, freeze, or fight in this massive, explosive finale.
So the crucial point is, why Claudia? Seriously, she doesn't fit the pattern at all. Daniel's victims, they are exclusively red-haired women. Claudia is not. And guys, this is the terrifying twist of the entire narrative. Daniel actually doesn't intend for Claudia to be his next victim. He is bringing her to Pittsburgh just to use her. He's strategically positioning her to be a fabricated alibi. All of it, her arrival, their cute little lunches, his obsessive tracking of her, it is all a meticulously designed smokescreen to cover up a totally separate, planned murder he's about to commit. So her survival? It isn't an act of mercy. It's a terrifying, highly calculated utility. Up to this point, we've just been looking at a brilliant thriller. But here's where we need to stop, break the fourth wall for a second, and ask a highly unsettling question.
Is blood on 42 actually a real thing? Because there's this massive detail hiding in plain sight that we absolutely have to talk about. The 55-year-old protagonist, the woman who loses her apartment in Harlem, the woman lured onto a train by a predator. Her name is Claudia Reid. The author who wrote this intricate, hyper-specific blueprint? Yeah, her name is also Claudia D. Reid. The creator and the prey literally share the exact same identity. Mind-blowing, right?
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the author actively plays with our perception of reality here. So in the official title and text, our protagonist boards Train 42. But hidden within the author's own meta notes, she purposefully references Train 43. Why would she do that? Well, the author explicitly states she included this discrepancy to trip up the reader and push them into what she calls conspiracy brain. She literally wants you to doubt the information you're receiving. She's intentionally breadcrumbing a mystery to make you wonder, is she hiding a real-life conspiracy within the pages of her own novel?
And honestly, this realization completely changes how we view the entire story. On one level, the text operates beautifully as a prestige TV pitch, packed with action, romance, and psychological terror. But knowing that the author intentionally inserted herself as the target and deliberately seeded these clues to induce paranoia, it brings the whole narrative full circle. It forces us to take a step back and wonder if this dark thriller is actually a real-world warning. Like, is the author writing about a situation that is dangerously close to her own life? Is the monster in the book based on a very real monster out there? Which leaves us with this final, haunting thought. Are we reading fiction right now, or are we reading a hidden confession? It's just a brilliantly layered piece of storytelling that pulls you directly into the mystery, forcing you to completely reevaluate every single detail we just covered. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep your eyes open out there, and as always, stay curious.